Lila Learns to Listen. Lila was a bright and bubbly 6-year-old who loved to talk. She talked from the moment she woke up until the stars were out and she was tucked in bed. At school, at home, and even in the grocery store, Lila had a story to share. She had opinions about pancakes, adventures about her dog Muffin, and thoughts about what clouds really looked like, mostly elephants, sometimes marshmallows. But there was one small problem. Lila hardly ever stopped talking long enough to hear anyone else. In class, when Miss Star asked questions, Lila's hand shot up before the question was even finished. During group time, she would talk over her friends without meaning to. And when Toby, a quiet boy who loved drawing, tried to say something, Lila would often interrupt with her own ideas. "Lila," Miss Star said one day with a kind smile, "you have such a wonderful voice. But listening is just as important as speaking." Lila blinked. "But I am listening," she said. "I just also have so much to say." That afternoon, Grandma Dot came to visit. Lila was thrilled. She jumped onto the couch and started telling her about school, about Muffin, about the snail she'd seen on the way home, and about the new pencil she found that smelled like strawberries. She barely took a breath. Grandma Dot chuckled. "My goodness, that's a lot of stories in one breath. But tell me, my little chatterbird, do you know what I saw on the way here?" Lila paused. "No. What?" "Well," said Grandma, "I didn't ask. Sometimes if we're quiet and really listen, we learn the most wonderful things." Lila thought about that as she watched Grandma Dot sip her tea. She hadn't asked how her grandma's day was. She wasn't sure what Toby liked to do or how Miss Star felt when she was interrupted. Lila's head was full of words, but maybe there was more to learn by listening. The next day at school, Miss Star gave the class a special challenge. "Today," she said, "we are practicing the power of listening. You'll each pair up and let your partner speak first, for 1 whole minute, without interrupting." Lila was nervous. A whole minute? That was a very long time to stay quiet. She was paired with Toby. They sat down on the rug, facing each other. Lila folded her hands in her lap and zipped her lips shut with imaginary string. Toby hesitated at first, then slowly began to talk. "I have a cat named Moon," he said softly. "She sleeps in my bed and sometimes snores. I like drawing dragons. I made a whole book of them. And I get nervous talking in class because I think I'll say something wrong." Lila's eyes widened. She had no idea Toby had a cat, or loved dragons, or felt nervous. She wanted to say something, but she kept her lips zipped. When a minute was up, Miss Star rang the bell. Lila smiled at Toby. "Your cat sounds amazing. I'd love to see your dragon book sometime." Toby's face lit up. "Really? I'll bring it tomorrow." That day, Lila didn't talk as much as usual. Instead, she listened to her friends during snack time. She learned that Mia was afraid of the dark, that Noah loved outer space, and that Jasmine's baby brother had finally said his first word. When Lila got home, she gave Grandma Dot a big hug. "I listened today," she said proudly, "and I found out a bunch of amazing things." Grandma Dot winked. "I knew you would." Listening is how we learn the most important things, especially about the people we care about. That night, as Lila snuggled in bed, she thought about everything she'd heard that day. Her world suddenly felt bigger, deeper, and more colorful. And though she still loved to talk, Lila had discovered a brand new superpower, the magic of listening.